Picture this. You're broke. Not just low on cash, but really broke. Bills are unpaid, opportunities seem out of reach, and everyone around you doubts your future. Now, imagine rising from that situation to build a business, to influence millions, to leave a legacy. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? But it's not. It's reality for some of the most successful people we know today. This video isn't just about money. It's about mindset, resilience, and the will to rise above. So let's dive into real stories of people who went from broke to millionaire and discover the lessons that can transform your life. Number 1, Oprah Winfrey, from poverty to media mogul. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty in rural Mississippi. She grew up in a small house with no running water, faced unimaginable hardships, and even wore potato sacks as clothes because her family couldn't afford anything else. Many would have given up under such circumstances. But Oprah had one thing, a vision. She believed her voice mattered. Starting as a radio host at just 17, she embraced every opportunity. She faced rejection after rejection, but her authenticity and empathy eventually won people's hearts. Today, Oprah isn't just a TV host. She's a billionaire, a philanthropist, and one of the most influential women in the world. Lesson: your beginnings don't define your endings. Vision and authenticity can carry you further than money ever could. Number 2, Daymond John, the power of hustle. Daymond John, the founder of FUBU and star of Shark Tank, didn't start with investors or wealth. He grew up in Queens, New York, in a working-class family. To make ends meet, he worked multiple jobs, even waiting tables at Red Lobster. But he had a dream: to create a clothing line that represented his culture. With no resources, he taught himself how to sew and began stitching hats in his mother's house. He sold them on street corners for $10 each. When demand grew, he transformed his mother's living room into a mini factory. For years, he worked tirelessly, sometimes sleeping only a few hours. Finally, FUBU exploded, and today, it's generated over $6 billion in sales. Lesson: you don't need permission, investors, or perfect conditions to start. Hustle, persistence, and creativity can build an empire. Number 3, Colonel Sanders. Success has no age limit. Harlan Sanders, better known as Colonel Sanders, is proof that it's never too late to succeed. Most people know KFC, but not many know his story. By his 60s, Sanders had already failed at multiple careers. He was broke, living off a small pension, and many thought his life was already over. But Sanders believed in one thing: his fried chicken recipe. He traveled across the U.S. knocking on doors of restaurants, trying to sell his recipe. He was rejected over 1,000 times. Imagine hearing no 1,000 times and still continuing. Finally, one small restaurant agreed, and from there, KFC grew into one of the biggest fast food franchises in the world. Lesson: age is just a number. As long as you're breathing, it's not too late to chase your dream. Number 4, Elon Musk, from struggling student to industry disruptor. Elon Musk wasn't born into massive wealth, as many assume. In fact, when he first moved to North America, he lived on a budget of just $1 a day, surviving on hot dogs and oranges. He started by coding and selling simple software before co-founding Zip2, which gave him his first taste of success. But Elon didn't stop there. He reinvested his earnings into riskier ventures like PayPal, Tesla, and SpaceX. At one point, he was so broke that he had to borrow money for rent, even as he was building companies worth millions. Now, Elon is one of the wealthiest men in the world, pushing the boundaries of electric vehicles, space exploration, and artificial intelligence. Lesson: risk, vision, and the courage to fail forward are what separate dreamers from doers. Number 5. J.K. Rowling. From welfare to billionaire author, before she was the author of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling was a struggling single mother in the UK living on welfare. Unable to afford heating at times, she wrote in cafes with her baby by her side. Rowling submitted her manuscript to publishers, only to be rejected again and again. In fact, 12 publishers said no before one finally said yes. The rest is history. The Harry Potter series became a global phenomenon, selling over 500 million copies and making Rowling the first billionaire author in the world. Lesson: rejection is not the end, it's part of the process. Persistence in the face of failure creates magic. So, what do all these stories have in common? None of them started with wealth. What they had was belief, resilience, and persistence. Whether it's Oprah's vision, Daymond's hustle, Sanders' perseverance, Elon's risk-taking, or Rowling's persistence, the pattern is clear. Money doesn't make millionaires. Mindset does. And here's the truth. You don't have to be extraordinary to start. You just need to take the first step, embrace failure as part of the journey, and keep moving forward no matter what. Every millionaire was once broke. The difference between those who stayed broke and those who made it is action. So what's your excuse? If these stories prove anything, it's that you don't have to wait for the perfect time. Start now, start small, and keep going. If this video inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs hope. And don't forget to subscribe, because your journey to success is just getting started.